I'm Laura Ray and I'm here with a dupes video. Now on this side of my face, I'm wearing all high-end products. On this side is drugstore, and to me, they look very similar. So I am here to share my finds with all of you. This past year, I fell in love with the MAC Studio Radiance. It didn't get into my fine lines or wrinkles, gave a very youthful appearance to my skin, and I just loved it. But recently, I have been trying out the Ulta brand of makeup and found this Youthful Glow Foundation Serum Drops, and they are very close to being the exact same. I noticed the texture of it. This has a little more of a serum feel than the MAC. The MAC is a little more of a water feel. But when I put them even on my glass palettes, the shades were the same. They were a perfect match. Now I'm an N3 in the MAC, and this is light to medium neutral. I just can't believe it. It spreads on the skin the same, gives the same glow to the skin. So I think it's an amazing dupe. In my live stream recently, I spoke about this primer from Cover FX. It's their gripping primer. I've really enjoyed it because it holds on to my makeup, gives me much more wear time. I was looking to not lose my makeup around the nose area. It always tends to go off in that area and in the T-zone. But then e.l.f. came out with this Power Grip primer, so I was really excited to try it to see if they were similar because there's such a price difference. And it really is. Now what I find with the e.l.f., it's not quite as gripping when it comes to spreading on the skin. It actually spreads much easier over my skin, but it holds on to the makeup just as well. So I am really enjoying this one from e.l.f. and it's at a great price. One popular product from Charlotte Tilbury is her Magic Away Concealer. I've really enjoyed this. It is a very thin concealer, but with a lot of pigment. So it really does offer great coverage. I bought it in the shade Fair because I wanted something to really brighten up my skin. But in retrospect, if I were to purchase it again, I'd probably purchase one a little bit deeper than this one. But it brightens the eye area. I find it doesn't really get into my fine lines as long as I spread it out good. I use one of these little eyeshadow sponges and I dip into it. If I have too much product on, I do find it does get into fine lines. So I have to be really careful and strategic with this, but it is a great product. Well, recently, NYX came out with their Bear With Me. This is a concealer serum. Now, shade per shade, this is a perfect match. I cannot tell the difference between the shade of the Charlotte. This is also in Fair. Now, what I like about this actually more than Charlotte's is it doesn't dry as fast. It's more of a serum. It's more spreadable. Sometimes I have trouble with her Magic Concealer drying too quickly, so I have to work a small area at a time. This spreads out and I feel like there's so much more moisture in it that it's perfect for mature skin. Now I bought Fair and I love it. It's super bright, but I'm going to go back and buy another one of these in a deeper shade, maybe even medium, to go around other parts of my face. I've actually seen this applied like a foundation where someone will put a couple of drops and blend it out and use this for their only foundation on the skin. Now Charlotte's concealer is $32. This one is $11 from NYX, so I'm really appreciating the price difference. Recently, I was watching a great dupe video by Abby Young, and she was talking about the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer versus the Anastasia. So I wanted to try for myself because I've gotten several questions recently about cream bronzers. So many of us now that are over 50 love to use cream products, and I've had several of you ask me about it. So I tried the Putty Bronzer. I actually had already bought some in a different shade. The shade I tried was the Honey Drip. And what I found with the Anastasia, at least the shade Amber that I got, now this side I have the Amber on and this side the Honey Drip, is that this one in particular was much warmer. And also when I put them side by side on my arm, they were pretty close to the same shade. But after I let the two products dry for a while and rubbed on my arm, the Anastasia stayed put very well and the e.l.f. wore off. Not all the way, but it did wear off. I also find when I apply it that I have to put more of the e.l.f. on to get the intensity that a very small amount of the Anastasia will give me. Now here's my take on it. If you're trying a cream bronzer for the first time and you're not even sure if you're going to like it, the e.l.f. is a great place to start. That's what I did. That's why I bought the other cream bronzer a couple of months ago and started using it, was to see if I even liked this kind of product on my skin. Now, I would say if you love it and it's within your budget, then I would go with the Anastasia, because I like products that will give me a little more punch than this, where I don't have to keep layering to get the look that I want. And also, I like this because of the lasting power. I like my makeup to go on and stay all day and not have to do any kind of touch-ups. So both of these are great products, but if I had my choice, I'd go with the Anastasia. Back during the holidays, I bought 3 Tartelette palettes that I have wanted for a while, and one new one because I wanted to see if I could find any dupes with less expensive eyeshadows. So I bought this one. This is the Juicy palette. I really love the shades, the quality of them. I've worn them several times. And then this one here is the Tartelette in Bloom. I've probably wanted this for a couple of years, maybe longer, and it didn't disappoint. It's beautiful. I bought a third one that I didn't bring to show you now, but that one is the mattes. It's a full palette of mattes. So on the internet, I had seen where they said e.l.f. had some dupe shades within the Tarts, and I think some of it was just me playing around, I sort of discovered. So one where I found a few shades is the e.l.f. Bite Size in Pumpkin Pie. Now that's what I'm wearing on this eye over here. And I also blended a couple of shades from this, and this one is the I Love You a Latte. Now what I found is between these two palettes, there were some in each of the Tartelette. What I want to speak more to is the formula and the blendability. I find that these are great dupes for the Tarte. These, I would say, are a little more powdery, but if you do, like I have talked about many times, and take your brush and sort of blend the powder into it before you go onto the eye, you get a very diffused, beautiful look. What really amazed me was the shimmer. This shade right here is what I have on my eyelid right now. And this shade in the Tartelette Juicy Powder is a total dupe for it. So there are some matches within these. I don't think you can buy one e.l.f. palette and it just perfectly matches a row in the Tarte. But between those two palettes, they're beautiful shades that can give you a great eye look that's equal to a look from Tarte. Recently, I've been trying some makeup from Huda Beauty. I love her products. I love the way they look on the skin. They're very soft. They build up. You're never going to go onto your cheek and go, wow, I got too much makeup on. They go on very diffused, and I'm just so impressed. And this is a blush that I bought in the shade Berry Juicy, and I really had nothing like this in my collection. I didn't realize it until I started swatching it and swatching all the blushes that I have, which is a lot. I probably swatched 50 or 60 blushes to see if I had anything like this, and I didn't. Well, the one I'm going to show you is not a dupe with texture at all, but just with shade, and it's this Cheek Kiss from Milani. This is the shade Berry Smooch. And when you look at them together, this is like the glossy version of this. So I'm really excited because I think this berry shade is absolutely just gorgeous. It looks great on the cheeks. You could wear this any time of year and just get that berry sort of 90s look, which I love so much. I like the way that this diffuses on the skin, and I love the shade. So I'm really excited that I found this one from Milani. A very talked about blush from Charlotte Tilbury is this shade Ecstasy. I love it. It's on this cheek right here. It has luminosity to it. I just think this is one of her best blushes that she made. Well, I want to show you some ways you can get that same look. When I first saw this palette from I'm Mimi, this is a K-beauty brand that I purchased off Amazon, I thought those shades are so Charlotte. They really do look Charlotte. And what I've done is mixed shades to give me the look on this cheek. Now, these don't have quite as much luminosity, but I find that I don't really need that because I'm using a foundation like the Youthful one from Ulta or the MAC that already has Radiance in it. So maybe if you want that extra glow, you would want to stick with this one from Charlotte because it has those highlighting particles in it. These are more matte, but the shades are great. These are very Charlotte-esque shades. So if you're looking for some, this is the perfect palette. Another match that the I'm Mimi matches with is this new one from Benefit. This shade is called Sugarbomb. It's a new shade from them, and I love it. It's Just got berries in it and sort of a peach, and you could just circle your brush in there and just blend it on the skin. It's absolutely gorgeous. I like that they have these mini sizes because even with this, I'll never get through all of it. So I found that I could get a similar look with the iMimi with this also. The great thing about this one from Benefit is it's $17. It's more affordable because it is a mini size. Now this one from iMimi is $18, but you're getting a lot more product. You can go with these individual single shades. That's hard to do with this, being that it's in this box. You have to put your brush in there and really swirl around. It's hard to dip into individual shades unless you use like a small makeup eyeshadow brush. But I'm still loving it. I think this is a great product, but if you enjoy this, then I think you'll love the iMimi palette. Sometimes when you love a product, you're actually willing to pay a little more. One of my all-time favorite lipsticks is Clinique's Black Honey. Now, I've been talking about dupes. I have the brand new CoverGirl lip balm in Blishy Berry that to me is a total dupe, and I'm really excited because I'm going to buy a few and keep them in my purse and at work, so I always have one with me. But I want to show you this from Merit. This is the shade Sangria, and it's what I'm wearing on my lips right now. And it really is so much like Black Honey, but in a gloss formula. I love that I have this different formula that I can use, and I love how glossy this is. You don't get this much gloss from the Clinique Black Honey. Also, this is not long lasting, I will tell you that, but even when it wears off, my lips feel so moisturized. They don't feel dry. Most products, as they wear off, your lips begin feeling dry and it makes you want to go put some more on. Whereas this wears off, I don't feel that way. And one thing I do love about this Merit, now this is $20 for the Clinique Black Honey, this is $24 for the Merit. But what I love about the Merit is just the look. You can even see in the lights, the luminosity. It makes my lips look very youthful. I love the feel. There's no stickiness to it. So it's become a quick favorite. Now also, we talked about the Blackberry from Nivea. I recently reordered a set they have on Amazon. I do love this. Now this has more, it's much thinner in texture. Look at the Merit, the thickness of it, and then you can see how thin this balm is. And this has a lot more berry, where Clinique Black Honey, which I'll go ahead and swatch on here, has a lot of brown in it. And so here's the Clinique Black Honey, the Merit. The Merit has a little more berry, but it's also thicker. It's a thicker texture than the Clinique. And then even thinner is the Nivea. That, I would say, is the thinnest texture. But if you love that shade and the feel of these products, I think you would absolutely love the Merit, and you'd find it's worth paying a little more for. If you have a dupe you would like to share, or a product you think that is so superior for the price you pay, please share it in the comments. I would love to hear it. So would everyone in the community that reads the comment. Now for the giveaway. The winner of last week's giveaway is in the first pinned comment. This week, I want to give away a set of these Nivea lip balms. I love these. This is a repurchase for me. I probably bought this set at least 3 times. I love them. You get cherry, the blackberry, strawberry, and watermelon. These feel great on the lips. They're wonderful this time of year because they give you a nice coating on the lip and a little bit of color, so that's why I love them so much. And so if you're interested, just leave me a comment and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I would love it if you would give me a like. I appreciate your kindness and support so much. And don't forget to watch the live. This week, I posted a live on the skincare that I have used this past year. And also, I did a video on my gua sha routine. So many of you have asked me questions about gua sha. So I made a routine that you can actually watch and do it with me, sort of like doing a workout until you get the feeling of doing it for yourself. And then sometimes I like to just play music while I do it, or I might do the gua sha while I'm watching a TV show. But it's good to have like a little bit of mentoring at the beginning when you're first starting. So I hope you'll go over and watch those, and I will see you soon.